from Code Property Group, and welcome to today's presentation on your new tenancy agreement. You should have received the following documents and have them in front of you: the lease, known as the General Tenancy Agreement, Form 18A, the information statement from the RTA, the bond lodgement form, pool certificate, and body corporate bylaws if applicable. Have a pen and paper ready for any questions you'd like to ask your property manager at the end of the presentation. The General Tenancy Agreement is a legal binding contract between yourself and the property owner. Code Property Group acts on behalf of the owner. Item 1 of the contract has the owner's name, care of the agency. Item 2 has your details. Please check to ensure everything is accurate. Item 3 has the agency details. Item 4 confirms your consent for notices to be issued via email. All notices under this agreement must be in writing and, where applicable, in an approved form. Standard term 44.8d explains that notices sent by email are deemed to have been received once the email enters your service, not when you open the email. Item 5.1 shows the address of the property that you're taking possession of. Item 5.2 shows inclusions such as the entry condition report, known as the ECR, and an inventory if applicable. Item 6 states the term of your agreement, and items 6.2 and 6.3 show the start and end date of the agreement. Please note, the end date doesn't mean the end of the agreement automatically. Notice timeframes and forms must be issued by either party to end the agreement. Items 7, 8, 9 and 10 explain the rent payable and when, where and how to pay. Item 11 shows the rental bond amount, which once paid will be lodged with the RTA for the duration of your tenancy. Item 12 explains the services supplied to the property and payable by you as the tenant. Item 13 shows the apportionment of costs if the property's services are not separately metered. Item 14 states how the property's services are to be paid. Item 15 shows the number of people strictly permitted to reside at the premises. An application must be completed for all additional occupants. Item 16 applies if there are body corporate bylaws governing your tenancy. If this is applicable, items 16.1 and 16.2 should both be ticked to indicate a yes. Item 17 shows pet approvals and details. Item 18 explains nominated repairers of the property, and standard term 30 explains the meaning of emergency and routine repairs. Always contact your property manager first for any repair, and in the event of an emergency after hours repair, refer to item 18 for contact details for approved repairers. At times, tenants may need to request to vacate a property before the end of the term. Standard term 7 explains the costs and the process for this. The Form 18A consists of 44 legally binding standard terms in addition to special terms. Please review all terms in full and visit the RTA website for further information during your tenancy. The Residential Tenancies and Rooming Accommodations Act of Queensland sets out the rights and responsibilities of both parties to the agreement, which for our tenants include: you're required to pay rent on time and in the manner outlined. You are required to abide by the terms of the agreement and any applicable body corp bylaws. You are required to advise your property manager if you damage the premises, accidentally or otherwise. You are required to follow the rules set out in the legislation. You are required to use the premises as your home unless otherwise agreed, and you cannot use it for any illegal purposes. You are required not to cause a nuisance or seriously affect the reasonable peace, comfort or privacy of your neighbours. You are required to keep all inclusions clean. Standard term 5 references the entry condition report provided to you on the day the tenancy commences. This important document is then utilised at the end of the tenancy to determine your bond refund. Please review your ECR in full and make notes of any damage or discrepancies. Sign the document and return to the agency. You have 3 days after moving into the property to return the signed ECR to the agency with any changes and alterations. If this deadline passes, the ECR is taken to be accepted by the tenant without alteration. When you pay your rental bond to the agency, you'll receive a trust account receipt and the bond will be lodged with the RTA within 10 days. In the coming weeks, you'll receive a receipt from the RTA confirming they now hold your bond. If during your tenancy your rental payments fall behind, you will be issued a breach for non-payment of rent. If you fall more than 7 days in arrears, the agency, on behalf of the owner, can issue a Form 11 notice to remedy the breach. You must then pay all amounts owing within 7 days. If the rent is paid within this time frame, your tenancy agreement continues as normal. If rent is not received within the required time frame, the agency can then issue a Form 12 notice to leave to end the tenancy. You'll then have a minimum of 7 days to vacate the property. If a breach is issued for any other matter, such as unapproved occupants or unapproved pets, and the breach is not remedied, the agency can, on behalf of the owner, issue a 14-day notice to leave for unremedied general breaches of your agreement. At this point, application can be made to the RTA's Dispute Resolution Service to assist all parties in finding a resolution. Standard Term 20 explains the rules of entry to your property. Entry can be granted for many reasons, including but not limited to repairs or maintenance or routine inspections. The routines occur every 3 to 4 months and you'll be issued an RTA Entry Notice Form 9 showing the reason for entry and the time frame prior to entry occurring. Your property has a power safety switch and working smoke alarms, cleaned and tested within the past 30 days. Batteries for smoke alarms are the responsibility of the tenant and should only be removed for the purpose of replacement. Removing the batteries unless replacing them is a breach of your agreement and naturally a risk to your safety. Finally, please note your contents are not covered by any landlord policies and we encourage you to take out your own contents insurance. All documents signed will be stored on your tenancy portal in Property Me, which you can access 24/7. Thank you for watching this presentation. We look forward to getting to know you and assisting you in your new home. Welcome to Code.